Now let's begin the conversation. Justice, though sometimes slow, remains the only path to closure for victims and survivors of violence. In Abuja, 5 men accused of carrying out the June 2022 massacre at St. Francis Catholic Church in Ondo State have been arraigned before Federal High Court in Abuja. It will be recalled that the massacre led to the death of over 40 worshippers, leaving more than 100 people injured. The suspect, Idris Omeza, Al-Qasim Idris, Jamil Abdul Malik, Abdul Halim Idris and Momo Otoho Abubakar pleaded not guilty to 9 counts of terrorism brought against them by the federal government. Justice Emeka adjourned the case to the 19th of August for trial and ordered the remand of defendants in DSS custody. Now let's share this story by TVC News. Celestina Iria with you.
The defendants were brought to court by the DSS. After taking their plea, the prosecution counsel prayed that they be remanded in custody pending the commencement of that trial. The defendants' counsel did not object but prayed the court to instruct the DSS to allow the family and him have access to them. The prosecution counsel assured the court that the DSS would do what is right by law and the defendants would be allowed to have access to their lawyers. The charges against the defendants are punishable under Section 26, subsection 2A of the Terrorism Prevention Act 2022. They are accused by the federal government that on the 30th of May 2022 and on the 3rd and 4th of June 2022 held a meeting at Government Secondary School Ogamara, Adavi local government area of Kogi State, and behind Omialafa Central Mosque, Ose local government area of Ondo State respectively, where they conspired to carry out terrorist attacks at St. Francis Catholic Church Owo in Ondo State. During the attack, they allegedly caused the death of over 40 persons and caused by grievous bodily harm to over 100 persons, as well as damage to the church building after forcefully holding them hostage to advance their religious ideology. Celestina Iria, TVC News, Abuja.
All right, thank you, Celestina. But Tunde Abaton, let's start this way. The Owo Church attack suspects, they were arraigned in court yesterday. But give us a short background, on the Owo Church attack and how the security agents were able to, identify and arraign them.
Well, actually, when the thing started about 2022, former governor Arraigned, he was in the vanguard of attack against the insurgents of banditry in Nigeria especially. And the fact that a section of the country is probably responsible for that thing. But one thing that we have to know is that there was a backlash immediately after that thing. I think this, the success of the DSS informally arresting these people is a breakthrough. Breakthrough in the sense that nobody has ever been arrested for acts like this, for impunity like this, since the thing started about probably 10 years ago. Or what you hear is that they are unknown people. But now, if the DSS is able to fish them out, I think this is a plus for the security agencies in Nigeria. And that the justice have to be seen to have been done.
True.
And I think it should not just end up with arraigning these people and trying them for probably mass murder. But I think the security operatives and intelligence should go into the sponsors of these people. Because these people cannot be bold enough to carry out this act. 40 worshippers were killed on a single day. So I don't even believe that they are not more than this. Those who committed that crime are not more than this. But this is the very first attempt that people who committed such acts against the nation are being brought to book.
Absolutely.
Are being brought to book. And I think it is commendable for the DSS and that for the government,
by Tosin Ajayi, we just have to,
and for the federal government to have the enough will. Because what we have been having is that all these people who are doing this thing, they are not ghosts.
Absolutely.
They are not ghosts.
They are not.
They are people that are known in Nigeria. And the fact that they were actually caught, they hibernated, they plotted their act in a particular mosque, not a long distance away from the church, means that they have been rehearsing that thing for a period. And the fact that it happened at a time when Governor Arraigned was actually in the front of the Amotekun thing, because it was immediately before this thing that the Amotekun came out. And thank God, today in the Southwest, the Amotekun in Ondo State is about the most effective, and Osun State. So I think the federal government should hands off this thing and allow the prosecution to do their job well, and that you can get to the root cause of those sponsors who are behind this thing.
All right, Asukwo, the suspects, they pleaded not guilty when the charges were read to them. But how will this not guilty plea affect the trial timeline and the burden of proof exactly?
No, just like before we go, just like Abatan was saying, the current DSS, if you notice, these guys were actually caught in Kogi. He was the director of the DSS in Kogi then.
Oh, okay.
You can see how effective, and how thorough he is when once it comes to investigation. So I think we need to give the DSS
that exactly their flowers
for this. So in terms of them pleading not guilty, that is normal. Anybody that is caught will always say not guilty. And that is what our laws, has also, given. It's not like the French law that, is fiat once it comes to things like this. But they believe that they have a duty that they didn't actually commit that crime. But I know with what the DSS has done, they've done their own investigation, to nail them. Because these are a group of people who had a cell, because they are members of the Al-Shabaab, terrorist group.
Yes.
And they had a cell, and the DSS, they were able to trace them to that cell. So the DSS would have done their own investigation in such a way that they would be able to, cross their T's and dot their I's, be able to arrest them and make sure that they are actually the ones who actually perpetrated this evil. 40 people were, 40 lives are lost. About 100 people, injured. Sustaining. In fact, I remember when we were doing like the anniversary of that attack.
Yes.
Even years after we did, there was a particular woman who was crippled because of the IED, that was, thrown into the church, on that day. And so many other people who were also shot. Till today, that scar still lingers.
What will justice mean for the people of Owo?
So for those people, for the people in Owo, justice will mean that at last, God has answered their prayers. Because they were in church, praying, and hoping that at least something good should happen to their lives, only for, that incident to happen.
Exactly.
And this should also serve as a deterrent to many other groups
absolutely,
who are planning to attack any religious, organization. I mean, when I mean any, either you are a Christian or you are a Muslim, whatever your intentions are, if you think that you will just commit crime and then the law will not catch up with you, you are just joking.
Absolutely.
Because once the DSS, the police, they are out there to investigate, they will catch up with you, no matter what.
But now, do you think that this trial will restore confidence in Nigeria's ability, to diligently prosecute persons, suspects, who carry out such heinous crimes?
Well, what I think is that, if you recall in the last 10 years, Nigerian military men, either in police or security forces that are sent out of the country on either peacekeeping missions, they have always been winning laurels.
Exactly.
They have always been winning laurels anywhere Nigerians find themselves, not only in the military, also in the academics, which means that Nigerians are capable of achieving anything when there is the will to do it. The mere fact that Nigerians sent aside can do that, especially the military, the police can do that in Sudan, in Niger, in Chad, in Congo, everywhere. Nigerians military men have always been winning.
Especially the police officers.
Which means what is lacking in Nigeria is the political will to allow the military, to allow the security agencies to do their work as they should be done. So I think that, like I said the other time, the federal government and the prosecutors should be bold enough, should be courageous enough to sustain the trial of these people and make sure that the trial is as thorough could be. If it could be as thorough could be, then the confidence of Nigerians that they will get justice, or the confidence that Nigeria will take a bold step towards stopping this act of terrorism, because we actually stop it. It is inconceivable that a group of people can be more powerful than the state. The Nigerian state is as powerful as any state in the world. So I think if this trial
yes.
is brought to an end, it will have succeeded in having confidence in the people.
All right,
and people have confidence.
We have a caller right now. Tony calling in from London. Tony, let's talk.
Yes, evening.
Good evening.
Hello. Hello?
Go ahead, let's talk. Go ahead.
Yes, I like what you're doing and the investigation you are doing, because it was a terrible incident when we hear this. Please keep up and make sure that you get to the bottom of these people who committed this atrocity.
Absolutely.
And again, such an institution, I don't know why you keep changing your numbers. TVC News should be known with number when you Google or when you do anything.
Tony, we have two numbers. You can dial any of the two numbers, okay? All right. So, but anyway, just like what I asked Asuko earlier, what would justice mean for the people of Ondo State?
Well, for the people of Ondo, it means that there's enough deterrent for any group of people to attempt to carry out such kind of abominable act on the life of the people of our state. And for some other states in the country, they will be assured that the security forces and the government is far ready to bring to book any other of such incidents that may happen in the nearest future. Mind you, between 2022 and today, several others have happened in Nigeria. Exactly. When you go to Plateau State, when you go to Benue State, when you go to the Eastern State, the Enugu, and some other things. So if we are able to pull through this trial, and those people are served justice, then Nigeria will have sent a strong signal to insurgents, to characters like this, to stop that, and their sponsors too, that their days are numbered in the country.
Now, just to round off this conversation, what lessons from the Owo church attack? May we not see this kind of event again? But in preventing this from happening again, what should be done?
No, I think the governors...
I apologize. We have Alaba calling in from Lagos. Alaba, I don't want to keep you waiting. Let's talk. Alaba, are you still with us?
Yes, I'm with you. Good evening to you guys.
Yeah, good evening. Let's talk.
Thank you for having me. Yes. Yes, one of your guests said it all. He said because there was no deterrent, that is why evil is continuing raising up in our society. Assuming there was deterrent, those people arrested, they still have people, even they still have some lawyers that still defending them at the court of law. It's because if there was no deterrent, that is why the evil continued to be happening. Look at what just happened at the airport. Just within a month, almost 4 people attempt to disturb the airline. So let there be deterrent so that evil will stop in our society.
Absolutely.
Good evening. God bless you.
All right, good evening. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Just round off your thoughts on that.
So I was trying to say that most state governors should be very proactive once issues like this happen. I remember immediately this happened, the late governor then, immediately, got intel that where these guys were from, and he met with that particular ethnic group, and then from there, they started the investigation from Akure before they led them, the DSS, straight to Kogi, where they were arrested. So, so state governors, from what I've learned, is that state governors must know what is happening around them.
Absolutely. And
then be able to give security agencies proper intel so that things like this, before it even happens, they should be able to
nip it in the bud. Absolutely. All right, gentlemen, let's move straight to our next conversation.